This week, very special episode of MythoDoodles. By the time this goes up, it should be July 4th.
Yep.
So, that kind of gives us only one option for a theme. Nebel,
Yes?
say the line.
1776 will commence again!
Yep. Yep, so yep, all gonna be America themed this week.
Fuck yeah!
Alright. Alright, so...
Bro, you better edit in like an eagle, an explosion, and a flag after at the silence part.
I'm sure I can find a GIF.
Amazing.
Alright, I'm gonna draw America's greatest green waifu.
And who would that be?
Oh, nobody. Just the big green tall lady that stands over New York, the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that one.
I thought you were gonna be doing She-Hulk.
No, screw She-Hulk. I'm drawing the Statue of Liberty. This is the 4th of July.
Well, that's the statue. The waifu would be Lady Liberty.
Okay, cut that part out.
That's staying.
No, I just woke up, you assholes. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna kick your asses. I know what I'm talking about. Ugh.
Okay, I think I know what Nubble's doing. This is one of his President chants.
Oh no.
You guys probably are not that familiar unless you've really followed Nubble's Twitter.
I need to get back to doing that. I did some sketches a while ago.
Yeah, you only ever did the founding fathers as anime girls.
I did a couple. I did Lincoln, and I did oh god, who else?
Richard Nixon.
I did Nixon, yeah. I very intentionally avoided doing like contemporary presidents or contemporary figures.
Well, about as modern as you got was Nixon.
Yeah, and that was mostly for a gag.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he just made Nixon a wolf girl.
Yes. Nixon Chan of the Honorable Wolf Clan.
But I'm guessing with that sword, this is gonna be George Washington.
Yep.
I see your bulgy wulgy.
Oh god.
I don't know about you guys, but on 4th of July, for my family, that's actually my brother's birthday.
Oh, weird. That's actually my grandma's birthday.
So yeah, my brother got fireworks shows on his birthday every year.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Lady Liberty, if she was an anime girl.
Yes.
George Washington gets a giant-ass explosion.
Naturally. I made the joke earlier. Now we need to incorporate it.
Is there anything more American than explosions? Our national anthem has the lines, bombs bursting in midair.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is about shelling a fort.
Yeah.
Well, one of our forts getting shelled.
I don't think
Yeah, I mean, explosives have kind of been with us for, like, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the beginning.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I'd hate to say it, but yeah, fire... Actually, no, I don't hate to say it. Fireworks, explosives, bombs... that's America.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm drawing Lady Liberty in a Virgin Killer sweater.
Jesus.
What?
Okay.
Virgin Killer sweater. It's one of those sweaters that's basically like a sling. But yeah, there was a couple impeti to the founder chans. One of them was like the really bizarre amount of like me finding all these like chans of like Hitler and shit. It was like, well, I mean, if we can make like one of the worst dictators in the world a cute anime girl, why not the founders?
I mean, I've even found one of Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, might as well, you know what, I might as well make another version of this, which isn't like horrible people. Speaking of horrible people, I need to do Andrew Jackson at some point. I don't think I ever got around to drawing like a Jackson chan. I did draw Grant. Grant was another one I actually drew.
Jackson Chan, I imagine, would just be angry and pissed off all the time.
Yeah, like, super fucking violent.
I mean, didn't Jackson also challenge a congressman to a duel for insulting his wife?
As far as I remember, he's challenged several people to duels.
We need to bring that back. Challenging people to duels because you don't like them.
Well, you can do that in Texas. It's a mutual combat state.
Whoa.
Usually the way duels usually went back in those days, as I recall, is something like when you actually issued a duel and you said time and place, you would have like pistols at dawn or whatever else, and usually after you take your paces, you take one shot, and when the shots were fired, the matter was settled. And because these were smoothbore, you usually missed. It was comparatively rare when someone would actually die in a duel. Many gentlemen would often intentionally miss because they just wanted to consider the matter settled and didn't want to provoke revenge. Oh,
American titties.
America's titties. She has America's titties.
Spelling error, but I'll allow it.
Why? It's nothing explicit. Come on.
Nah, it said spelling error.
Oh shit. I misspelled titties. Okay.
I've gotten to the point where I have actually memorized what one of George Washington's sabers looks like.
Okay, what kind of saber did he wield?
It had a green hilt that was curved. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the saber was called. I just know what it looks like.
Alright, then I'll look it up. Swords of George Washington. Oh god, of course he had multiple swords.
Well, yeah. He was a military officer. Even before the revolution, he was.
Oh yeah, I know.
French and Indian Wars.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just like it's like this becomes a thing. Like, which one are we talking about?
There's one with a green hilt that I think he used during the revolution.
Yep.
That's the one I'm drawing right now.
The Bailey Silver and Ivory Hilted Coteau.
Yep. That's the one. It's the one I'm drawing.
Okay, Dylan, what's this?
Lady Justice.
Do we consider Lady Justice an American thing?
I mean, kind of.
Well, it has to do with
With our courts, with our court system.
Well, yeah.
I'm almost certain she comes from like an ancient Greco-Roman figure.
I mean, that would have absolutely been intentional because they drew a lot of inspiration from Rome.
Oh yeah, Lady Justice was Justitia, the goddess of justice in Rome, introduced by Augustus. Fuck,
Yeah,
even
that iconography would have been...
Oh, dude, like, even the scales they're not even from Rome. Like, they stole that from Egypt.
I mean, they just grab it from a bunch of different places. That sounds pretty American to me.
Like, even in Rome, like, that was from Egypt. I like to imagine that Washington Chin just sliced a cannonball in half with that saber.
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Did you
I've
put, did you put Lady Justice in a crop top?
Yeah, and like a sports bra. I'm trying to think of something spicy for her to say.
You're gonna have to work in some kind of pun about her being blind too.
Right.
Alright, so who's next? Another one of the Chans?
Yeah, you know, I recently did a redesign of Adam's Chan that I really liked.
Is she still short?
Of course she is.
Adams is actually one of the more interesting presidents to me, like as a person.
Yeah, he's kind of an interesting dude.
Yeah, and I can't remember, was it him or his son that Jackson did not get along with?
It's John Quincy Adams. It's
his son.
Adams kind of not Adams. Jackson insisted that John Quincy Adams had stolen the election from him, and it was this kind. And he did a lot to raise doubts about the power of the Washington elite pretty early on, and eventually this kind of helped him win the next election.
The thing that kind of makes the race between Quincy Adams and Jackson so heated is because like they were two different sides. Jackson saw Quincy Adams as like being this rich kid who never had to work a day in his life, which was he? And to be fair, he wasn't exactly wrong.
He did end up accompanying his dad on a lot of diplomatic trips.
Here you go.
And his dad ended up sending him to Russia for diplomatic reasons.
There you go, eh?
This is my sex blindfold, but you're blind. Aesthetics.
It's for aesthetics.
Yeah, on the other hand, like Quincy Adams, is it fair to say that he saw Jackson as being just an uncouth ruffian?
I don't really remember much about what he thought about him. If I had to guess, like, uncouth ruffian and kind of an unstable dude, because Jackson kind of had a reputation for being a hard ass that flew off the handle a lot, which wasn't unearned necessarily.
Like I said, the guy challenged a congressman to a duel just because he insulted his wife.
Admittedly, the subject of his wife is really, really touchy to him because he married her under odd circumstances. She was separated from her husband, but there is insinuations that she did not formally divorce him, which means he married her while she was still married. So, his wife came up a lot when it came to people trying to needle him, and naturally he didn't really take it very well. Because, you know, he's Andrew Jackson. He doesn't really take much well.
Of course. Yeah. John Adams, though, like, I think one of the most interesting things you said about him was that he was our official diplomat to France and he hated the job.
Yeah. He hated being a diplomat in general. Although they wanted him for it precisely because he hated everybody involved. Which meant they felt like they could count on him to be objective and fair. And to keep his eye on the ball of American interests, because he wasn't really going to, like, cozy up with the French and get all friendly with them like Ben Franklin did.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Like, imagine you get a job and you're good at it because you hate it.
Yep.
I don't think it's much of a hot take to say, though, the Alien and Sedition Acts were the worst part of his presidency, though.
Oh, absolutely. No, I don't think anybody's about to disagree with that. That's awful. And I think I've heard some insinuations that these were done at the insistence of his wife. Abigail Adams was actually very, she's pretty influential with him and in some ways with the country in general. But, yeah, she's a little bit touchy about his presidency too. And even at a time that Jefferson reached out to, you know, try to try to patch things up after the election made their relationship sort of strained. She just ended up confronting him about his Supreme Court appointments after he took office.
Okay, what are you drawing here, Dylan? This would not be a certain failed presidential candidate, would it?
It's, maybe. Well, yeah.
Would somebody happen to have information that might lead to the arrest of
Said person? Redacted?
Just wait.
Yeah, but seriously, I have information that would lead to the arrest of
That is staying in. Okay.
There was also a lot of contention between Adams and Jefferson when the presidency was at stake. To put it mildly, they did a bunch of shit that would make our elections look tame and civil by comparison.
Okay, I drew Hillary Clinton.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's not gonna put us on an FBI watch list.
I'm pretty sure I'm already on several.
Okay, so I was like looking at references of Hillary Clinton, and then like, oh, I need to figure out how to draw a sniper rifle. As I was typing sniper rifle, I'm like, that's probably not a good idea to like look one up after the other. So I typed sniper rifle Call of Duty. Can't get me now.
I mean, the way they would get you is to pretend to be friends with you and then try to convince you to capture or assassinate somebody.
Usually posing as an attractive girl.
Or a fellow like-minded person. Don't mind the glow, fellas.
And we should probably try to work something in with like either Superman or Captain America.
Oh, Supergirl. I love Supergirl.
Yeah, but the America thing isn't really part of her character, though.
Yeah, but okay, fine. I wanted to draw more waifus. God damn it!
Oh, Stargirl.
There we go. I forgot about her.
I mean, like Stargirl's costume is America themed,
Yes, that is true. Yes.
and Stargirl is very underrated. Didn't they try making a show about Stargirl a while back?
Yeah, it's CW.
And that tells me everything. It wasn't really good.
I actually heard it was one of the better ones, but you know.
Not saying much.
Compared to what?
Compared to other CW.
Compared to what? Compared to what? Heroes of Tomorrow? Modern Arrow? Modern Flash?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, why do people keep giving praise to mediocrity because it's not as good as, or it's not as bad as the other things?
Because people understand things in terms of where they stand in terms of other things. People understand things comparatively.
Yeah, Stargirl's not really all that good, but hey, compare her to Legends of Tomorrow. Well, it might as well be on HBO.
Oh, that's not really saying much either. Womp womp!
I am Stop undermining me, yo! Stop!
Womp womp!
Stop undermining my points!
Womp!
Okay, to circle back to Stargirl, I think I'm only really familiar with her in Justice League Unlimited. Can't remember. Okay, can't remember. Is she like a Golden Age or Silver Age hero?
She seems more Golden Age to me.
Stargirl, she was introduced in 1999, I think.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
I have to look this up. I could swear.
Is she meant to be like a legacy hero that follows up a different? Because she looks really Golden Age.
Yeah, I could swear she's a. Yeah, that was the vibe I had too. She was made by Jeff Johns.
Okay, so Jeff Johns might have dipped into the Golden Age a bit. because he kind of does that.
Didn't Jeff Johns like treat everything in Batman like it was canon, or am I thinking of someone else?
I think that sounds more like a thing Grant Morrison would do.
Oh, Grant Morrison, right. Yeah.
Kind of mix them up a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, I do think like one thing Jeff Johns is like known for is like he's got an almost encyclopedic knowledge of DC.
Here, I'm gonna have her wearing a t-shirt over her costume, you'll see.
Okay, she kind of is a legacy hero. It says Courtney Whitmore was originally known as the second Star-Spangled Kid, but she began using the name Stargirl after she was presented with the Cosmic Staff by Jack Knight. And Star-Spangled Kid dates back to 1941.
Okay, so technically, yeah.
That's absolutely Golden Age.
That's one hell of a Golden Age name. Star-Spangled Kid.
I mean, if it wasn't Golden Age, it sounds like another character from Legion of Superheroes that Jim Shooter came up with. You know, actually, I think, now that I think about it, I think Star-Spangled Kid might have been part of the Seven Soldiers of Freedom, which was like one of the early superhero team-ups.
Well, I'm glad we at least managed to get back to America again.
Yeah, and there was like they did like a whole kind of tribute to them in a Justice League episode.
Oh yeah, the the one where they tell Jon Stewart he's a credit to his race.
Oh wait, no. Oh wait, it wasn't Seven Soldiers of Freedom, it was Seven Soldiers of Victory I was thinking of.
Okay, but yeah.
Yeah, and the lineup had Star-Spangled Kid, Vigilante, Shining Knight, Green Arrow, and Crimson Avenger, and Speedy. Oh, I remember what happens in that episode now. And I think that it was called Patriot Act. And what happens is Eiling breaks into a Cadmus lab and steals like a super soldier formula or whatever. And so he just turns into Hulk, basically. And then he goes on a rampage, and it just so happens that where he's going on a rampage is where Vigilante, Shining Knight, Stargirl, and Green Arrow are hosting a parade.
There you go,
He gave her a Gadsden shirt. There's a funny joke that gets in later in that episode where Green Arrow calls the Watchtower for reinforcements, and all they can send is the Crimson Avenger and Speedy. And he's like, "You sent the Crimson Avenger and my ex-sidekick?" Speedy, of course,
nice to see you too, Ollie.
Yeah, he says ex-partner. I think it's just more like he was just in disbelief that this was all they could send.
Alright, so did a little rework of Adams and Jefferson, yeah.
So wait, Adams had black hair in real life?
He did at one point. He's just gray because he's an old motherfucker. The guy died at 90-something.
I couldn't... Well, how was I to know? They all wore powdered wigs back then. That was the thing.
Yeah. I do distinctly remember that Jefferson was a ginger. I actually remember reading a biography about him that would really frequently make reference to his like strawberry red hair. Make whatever ginger joke you want after that. There's quite a few of them.
Is the height discrepancy also historically accurate?
Yes, actually. Jefferson is one of the tallest presidents, and Adams is one of the shortest.
Oh my god.
One of the only... Well, so... Tallest, as I remember it, is... Tallest is Lincoln, and then... Oh, God. You know, let me look.
I'll look it up.
Presidents by height.
I'll look it up.
But I know the top four are Lincoln, Washington, Trump, and Jefferson, if I remember right.
Really?
Yep. And Adams, Quincy Adams, and Madison, I think, are the shortest ones.
Wait. Yeah, I know where this is. No, he doesn't need to say. I know what he's doing. There's no way you can mistake that hairline.
There you go. I'm drawing a.
Yes, we know, Dylan. I think everyone knows.
Smug. Smug Anya Trump. Like Donald Trump with Anya's face.
That is gonna look so freaky.
They're gonna get so crushed. They're gonna be crushed and they're like, wow. Everybody be like, wow, these guys are really crushed.
We swear we are not trying to make any political statements with these doodles. We're just having fun.
Oh god.
It's not our fault Trump is so memeable. This is another one of the chants.
No. You mentioned Superman needs to be in here, so
Yep.
we're gonna do that. I kinda wanna do Madison Chan next.
Ah, cool.
There you go.
How are those gas prices?
And I know, like, the whole truth, justice, and the American way, that wasn't something that Siegel and Schuster came up with originally. Wasn't that something that kind of got, like, added, like, after all those propaganda comics in World War II?
I think. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. The iconography with Superman, I don't think has much to do with the. It's kind of something that built up more over time, and wasn't really settled with the original Action Comics #1, because the whole pro-union trust-busting Superman wasn't really a thing after that point. That was very much a product of its time.
Don't know if you guys ever read the Hitman comics, but there was like one issue where the whole issue is just a conversation between Tommy and Superman on a rooftop in the Cauldron, and
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
it's actually really good, and it's like not much really happens. It's just a conversation the two of them have, and I forget the context, and what I do remember though is that at that point Superman's kind of in a depressive state, wondering if anything he's doing is really making an impact, and Tommy tells him, hey, you are like the ultimate immigrant, you're the American dream. And basically Tommy kind of just cheers him up.
Now I want to draw a sad Wojak,
Yeah.
our Doomer Wojak Superman.
Yeah. And then immediately after Superman flies off, Tommy pulls out a rifle and shoots a guy he had a contract on.
Jesus.
I mean, it sounds like a nice sentiment, but I don't know. I always kind of dislike the emphasis on Superman being an alien.
Well, he is. Well, he is.
He is, but that's not really part of his character.
But that's not the point, though. People who focus on, the fact that, Superman's an immigrant. No, that's not the point. That they're like, okay, I literally ran into a thing. Somebody's like, truth, justice, and American way, those aren't his values. He has different values. I'm like, no, he was raised in Kansas. Like, the entire point is that he's not...
He has no real connection to his culture.
Yeah, his connection is to us, to America. And that's the whole point that people aren't getting. People who completely fail to understand Superman.
His only exposure to Kryptonian culture is through the various records Jor-El left behind for him.
Yeah, and those are, though that's not really how he was raised. That's something he was exposed to later and he has an attachment to, in that it's his heritage, but it would be the same kind of attachment that, like, I don't know, you might have for England or something. It's not really that strong, and England's current culture wouldn't really inform much of you as a person.
It's kind of interesting though. It's because Superman wasn't made with the intent of being, probably wasn't made with the intent of being like a strictly American hero, at least not initially. And yet that's what he turned into. Whereas it was kind of the reverse with Captain America. Although whether or not Captain America embodies what it means to be American. That, you know, I'm not sure I've got a good feel for that anymore. Like, because on the one hand you got the comics, which really are not doing Steve justice these days.
No.
But on the one hand, you've also got the MCU movies, which have done a better job kind of getting who he is as a person across.
Sort of old-fashioned and traditional kind of a dude that tries to adapt, but you know, he's still a personality. He's still a man at a time.
Well, not only that, I mean, like, you do know, like, there's certain things that Steve believes in. And like the biggest thing that came across in like Civil War, he would not go along with the registration because he believed it was a violation of people's privacy. Like and the government like had no right to regulate them.
Like, I remember there's a couple things that were brought up about the Registration Act for at least the original book, which honestly, like, I do hold is like, I do think the movie is better. Hot take. I don't know how hot a take it is. I don't think it's that.
Well, the biggest problem with Civil War, the comic, is that.
I see you're drawing an optimistic Superman. I'm drawing the complete opposite.
Just what we need is Loki or Jack Superman.
My son hasn't done anything for 6 issues.
I think the biggest problem with the Civil War comics is that it just kind of shuffles characters around on different sides, whether or not it makes sense. Like,
yeah, having Spidey be pro-registration is just so weird.
Yeah, I never liked the idea that he just willy-nilly took off his mask, you know, putting his loved ones at risk. And then there's One More Day.
That's why One More Day exists, actually.
Yeah, like, the events leading up to One More Day are stupid. And it leads to an even more stupid comic. I'll say this right now. Canonically, you know, Spider-Man ends for me canonically just before the point of Civil War, because everything afterwards is just, it's stupid. Because, you know, they could have done something interesting, like have him take, I don't know, responsibility for Aunt May's, Aunt May being shot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let him finally fucking retire.
I think the worst thing about Civil War is, at least in the comics, is how it ends. Because it's just one giant high-end carnage fest, and has Captain America just surrendering because they're losing the argument, which, okay, yeah, they are, but it's like, the realization's kind of come a little too late at that point.
It's not even that they were losing the argument, it's that he didn't want to fight anymore about it.
Well, it's just, the reason he says this is because they take a look at, like, all the destruction and all the dead people, and they realize, oh god, we've lost the optics.
Did he really think in terms of optics, though?
I don't know. It seems like that's at least how I remember it. Like, if
he was thinking about terms of optics, then I hate it even more now, because, like, why the fuck does Cap care about optics?
Well, like I said, like, the context that the surrender happens, and is like, he just looks at, like, how all the collateral damage that's happened because of their fight, and he realizes we've lost the argument because now look at it.
I don't think it's really connected to the argument. It's just, oh fuck, my friends are fighting and a good chunk of them are dead. I just want this to be over. I don't think he was thinking in terms of like this weird like PR point of view. It just doesn't sound like him. Tony might, but not Cap.
I guess it's been years since I last read Civil War, so I might be remembering it wrong, but
that's how I remember it is just simply, like it really dawns on him the like brother against brother part of a civil war, and he's like, you know what? he still doesn't believe in the Registration Act, but he's like, he wanted to stop the fighting because it wasn't getting them anywhere. Again, optics sounds more like something Tony would worry about.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like I said, I'm probably remembering that wrong.
No problem. All defensive about Captain.
Like you said before, it's not much of a hot take to say the movie did it better.
Yeah.
Like for one, they at least kept the fighting away from people.
Yeah.
Like they did everything they could to keep collateral damage to a minimum.
Which kind of helps Steelman the Cap case, because having them just fight near people, it doesn't sound like something that they would do.
Not only that, the cast for Civil War just got ridiculously bloated.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because Punisher had to be in there.
And he kept changing sides, I think.
Yeah. I think Punisher stayed anti-registration because, you know, he's kind of a vigilante.
No, wait. I think I got it wrong. Actually, yeah, he was anti-registration, but Steve kicked him out because Frank was too much of a loose cannon. That I think definitely happened. All right, so what are we working on here?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and do Madison Chan here.
My secret shame with Madison is that I always thought the Constitution was written by Jefferson.
Nah. He wrote the Declaration. Although Jefferson is responsible for suggesting he's one of the people that's responsible for suggesting a Bill of Rights. Him and George Mason both did. This is actually something that's kind of weirdly interesting, or at least it is to me because I'm a weirdo that's into this stuff. Madison didn't originally include a Bill of Rights in the Constitution, and this is something that Jefferson kind of pushed back on him for. One of the reasons that Madison didn't include it was because Madison kind of broadly believed that the natural rights as understood in Enlightenment philosophy would be like they'd basically be understood by any of the officials running the government, and that they would be upheld. And he also believed that he was worried that if he actually wrote down a Bill of Rights and enumerated them, it would be conceived that they would be limited to just those. And the way Jefferson put it, as far as I remember, is something like, you shouldn't assume that a government will err on the side of giving the people freedom. It will err on the side of giving the government power. And having enumerated rights written down in a Bill of Rights would at least give people something to point at as an authority to hold over the government.
And the business we call this foreshadowing.
Yeah. And it's also why Madison included the 9th Amendment, which, as far as I recall, says something to the effect of the Bill of Rights should not be treated as an exhaustive list of natural rights. I'm going to look up the 9th Amendment again, because I remember finding that kind of interesting.
I got it. I'm way ahead of you. 9th Amendment. Enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
Yeah. So that was something Madison included because he was kind of worried about the fact that if you wrote down a list of rights, people might think those are the government especially, would think that those are the only ones that you have. It helps make sure that as far as the Constitution is concerned, it errs on the side of the people rather than on the side of giving the state authority. So yeah, at that suggestion, Madison added the Bill of Rights.
Yeah, like I said, I do not know why though, why I remembered it being Jefferson.
Because Jefferson didn't write the Constitution, he wrote the Declaration of Independence, which is kind of like the soul of the United States.
Yeah, I know. He wrote the Declaration. I'm just wondering how in my head got him as the author for the Constitution, and about the
because
about the closest
he did have input.
I think the closest he might have ever gotten to actually writing down how the Constitution would have been maybe the Articles of Confederation, but I might be remembering that wrong too.
I don't know if he wrote the Articles of Confederation. I don't remember if he did. Like I said, he did have input. He was given a draft on it, and his feedback was, I think you need a Bill of Rights. Because you need something to point at to hold the government accountable.
Yeah. The Articles of Confederation were kind of seen as like the early attempt that did not work. Yeah,
because it kind of it decentralized power far too much, and a lot of the states were asked to pay taxes, and especially to help pay for the revolution and pay for the Continental Army, and they just said, nah. And because of that, because they were given far too much discretion, Washington ended up having to pay for basically the entire revolution out of his own pocket.
By the way, there is no sole author for the Articles of Confederation. It was drafted by committee.
Yeah. Granted, I don't think the Constitution wasn't really solely drafted by Madison. Madison was given a lot of credit for it, though.
Madison looks like a sleepy girl.
A bit, yeah. Kind of a very calm, dispassionate, and almost sort of cold disposition is what I've heard associated with Madison. Madison's legacy as a president, though, is a little less than stellar because he's mostly known for kind of fumbling the War of 1812 a bit.
Are we getting spicy again, Dylan?
Hold on. Just hold on. I don't know where I'm going with this George W. Bush drawing, but...
You know, I remember when I was in 9th grade, I had a teacher who had his wall just decorated with anti-Bush cartoons. And the thing that always kind of stuck out to me was like how they always drew him with really big ears and made him look like a chimp.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah, his Ashley from Resident Evil ears.
I like monkey ears. It's funnier. I mean, it's not much of a hot take to kind of compare George Bush to a chimp these days.
No, I don't suppose.
Especially old George Bush. Have you seen him? He looks like one.
To be fair, pretty much all the presidents look bad in old age. Like,
yeah, being in office for any amount of time kind of wears on you.
Like Clinton looks like he's got one foot in the grave. Like he looks
Ariana Grande. Ah.
He looks like the Crypt Keeper now.
I mean, have you seen his wife? What up?
We swear, we are not trying to make political statements. We are just having fun because it's 4th of July. Okay, who's writing backwards?
Oh, I forgot to flip it back.
Just start speaking in tongues.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody had a hard time understanding what James Madison was saying in real life.
No. Jefferson apparently had a lisp, though.
I have to have fun with this. He was from Virginia, wasn't he?
Yep.
Okay, that gives me something to work with.
Never trouble, but not for what you can do for yourself.
He apparently also had a he kind of had a high-pitched voice. So he was, like, really tall, but he was also kind of skinny and lanky and kind of dorky.
Here. Give oil.
Give oil.
Yeah, I remember during the 2016 election, there was one commentator talking about Jeb, and they were talking about just like how much of a chance he did not stand because he did not have, and I quote, his brother's folksy charm, or his father's naval swagger.
Then I remember the fucking Jeb sweet memes.
Those are great. Those are great.
Wait, it's all Jeb? Always has been.
Clap!
Please clap.
Okay, just by what I'm drawing right now, take a wild guess of who I'm drawing.
Oh no. That's a nose.
Let's see. Okay. Oh. I think I know where he's going with this. Yep. The nose and that chin. That could. There's only one logical conclusion.
Oh boy.
Are we gonna? Okay, so we've got, as far as the chans go, we've got Washington, we've got Madison, we've got Adams and Jefferson. Who else can we do?
I know what else I can do.
You know, I would have expected Bill to look more like a corpse.
Oh, I'm drawing Bill Clinton back in the day.
Back when he was still kind of healthy looking.
Just drawing a general image of Bill Clinton. Just, you know what I mean?
You guys ever gone back and watched episodes of Animaniacs or Tiny Toons where they're in?
Yes.
Those are probably some of the worst aged episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Although I will admit, the one episode where Babs and Buster go to the White House and they find out Dan Quayle is a Tiny Toons fan, that's a little funny. Like, they depict Dan Quayle as being like this man-child fanboy of Tiny Toons.
Look, it'll never age as badly as that recent Family Guy episode where they had, or you know, the one that came out a couple of years ago, where it was like, get it? Trump, ha ha ha, laugh.
You guys ever seen that one King of the Hill clip where they're driving through Arkansas and right when they pass the sign where it says "Home of Bill Clinton"?
He rolls up his windows and locks the doors.
Yup. Dylan's about to draw Dale.
Guns don't kill people, the government does.
They glow in the dark.
Do I know what's funny? I've actually seen a shirt with that particular Dale meme on it being advertised by a Facebook page that primarily posted anime memes.
There's an idea.
Well, King of the Hill is the best anime.
It's just Texas anime.
Okay, which chan are we on now, Nubble?
Hank Hill champ.
Oh. This is gonna be the most cursed drawing we have the entire session.
Well, we needed at least one.
I'm cosplaying Hank.
You look like a jackass.
You look like a jackass. Yeah.
You look like a jackass. I just love how you both hit upon the same idea simultaneously. If you say "ooh woo," I'm kicking your ass.
Did you ever see that video? Where's this guy doing Hank Hill impressions? Bobby, what the hell is a bussy?
Bobby, what the hell is a pussy?
Now that is cursed. So very cursed.
You know, before I moved out to Texas, I never really appreciated King of the Hill until, you know.
It's dead on accurate.
It's pretty damn accurate.
Is that supposed to be Bobby, Dylan? I feel like I know where this is gonna go.
Bobby is like so weird. You can like fit him into like any scenario.
Dylan is gonna make Bobby say something outrageous, and Nebel is gonna have Hank go, "Whoa!" And it's actually funnier if his glasses are completely blank and we don't even see them.
Like,
Like, don't even bother filling in his eyes, Nebel. Just leave them blank as is.
Wait, I got an idea.
You're gonna put Bobby in a wig, aren't you? We have no idea what this has to do with 4th of July, but it's funny.
King of the Hill, it's American.
America.
It's about as American as you can get.
You ran our country. America.
America, the greatest country on the face of the earth, does not make TVs anymore.
Why don't we just get one of the Japanese TVs?
Boy, go to your room. Bobby in an Anya wig.
Yes.
Do you guys remember the other episode where Dale has an existential crisis after figuring out that the Kennedy assassination is completely plausible?
No, yeah, that's the same one where Hank's license says he's a woman.
Yeah, and after that, and after just losing all faith, like, Dale just becomes like an Ameriboo.
Oh, Jesus. We had to sneak one of these in here, didn't we?
Dylan.
One day I'll get through one of these without being reminded of current events.
Wait, no, I have a better idea.
Please.
There you go. Whoa!
Alright. I think that about does it. We're all out of room.
Yep.
Happy 4th, fellas.
Happy 4th, we're all gonna get canceled. Let's go!
Oh, Christ.